Hello and welcome to Jackson's Job. Today we're going to make a lemon icebox pie. This recipe is pretty easy. These are the ingredients you'll need. If you want to learn how to make your own graham cracker crust, I'll include a link below. You need 2 cans of condensed milk. You can use the generic, that's perfectly fine. You just want to make sure you have 2 cans for this recipe. Now if you are using fresh lemons, it may take anywhere from 4 to 6 lemons depending on what size the lemons are, how ripe they are, and how much juice you get out of them. But typically about 5 lemons is all you're going to need. And that says all. You're going to need a lot of lemons. You want to zest and juice all your lemons, and you only need 1 teaspoon of that zest, 1 gram, and you need a whole cup of lemon juice, 240 milliliters. If you don't have lemons, you can use the bottled juice, but it's not going to taste as well. You want the zest from one of your lemons for this recipe. You can store the rest of the zest for another recipe. That's 1 teaspoon or 1 gram. And you add that to 1 cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 240 milliliters. You need 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk and a large bowl. And then you just want to briefly stir it up together so it's well combined. And then we're just going to pour in that lemon juice and zest from earlier. Now, if you don't want to use the zest, you can strain it out, but the zest is where a lot of the flavor comes from. Now, if you're using bottled juice, try to find some lemon extract to add with it at about 1/4 of a teaspoon or 1.25 milliliters, because you're not going to get as strong as a flavor with the bottled lemon juice. But you can use it in a pinch. And as you stir this, it will begin to thicken. It's not quite this consistency of pudding, but it's pretty close. Now we're just going to get that pie crust from earlier that we made, 9-inch. You can also buy pre-made, 23 centimeters, and then you just pour this mixture in. Once you get it all poured in, you level it out, and then you're going to cover it and you're going to chill it down for at least 4 hours. Overnight is best because it will really develop those flavors. After it has chilled, you could top this with some whipped cream, some Cool Whip, or even some ice cream. If you noticed, I'm still struggling with saran wrap. I don't think I'll ever conquer that. Now let's cut into this, and one of these days I'm going to get one of those fancy, say hello to Maggie everyone. One of these days I'm going to get one of those fancy pie spatulas so you don't see what's about to happen. I'm telling you, between my shoulder and just lack of equipment, I always destroy the very first pie when it comes to pumpkin pie, pudding pies, even cakes a lot of time. And it happened right here because I dropped it. Maggie and Raymond are more than willing, if you noticed in the background, to clean this up. But don't worry about it, we'll call this the cook's treat. And the next piece we get out, it will look much better. I'll show you that one in just a second. But be prepared for this whenever you make these types of pies. Nobody ever shows how these can crumble apart. But it does hold its shape pretty well, doesn't it? It really does taste like a lemon pudding pie. Maggie is begging for some, and don't worry, she's going to get a little tiny piece because she can have this. It's safe for her. This is what it actually looks like if you can actually cut it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy baking.